So let's get on with the manga, shall we? Sumire has been confirmed to be a real character, and you guys should know this from the previous, manga chapter where Boruto said, I remember us going on a school trip, and there would be a class rep, and the class rep would be Sumire. That confirms that Denki and Iwabe also exist, right? Now the question is, what are Denki and Iwabe doing? People say that they might be in Metal Lee's team, but during the chuunin exam, right, we did not get to see the people in Metal Lee's team. At least we got like little glances of who they were, but they looked nowhere like Iwabe and Denki. So what I'm thinking is maybe they also did not participate in the exam, and we don't even know if Sumire is a genin at the moment, because remember in the academy they said that there are other curriculums out there except from being a ninja. So maybe Sumire decided not to be a ninja and decided to work in the tech department, right? Now my question is, why is she working in the tech department? It doesn't make sense. She has more skills than mostly all these other ninjas in the entire academy, right? I think it would make more sense if Denki was the one who decided to work in the tech department, because he is more used to that and he can incorporate it into his way of becoming a ninja or something like that in order to bring us new things, which would actually make sense. But Sumire decided to work in the tech department, and I want to know why that is, because in the manga chapter we didn't get her reason why she decided to work in tech, right? So I think the reason why they put her in tech, or they decided to put all these other characters who were previously in the anime, they decided not to include them in the manga, is because they just wanted to write them off, to make sure that they don't have to keep writing these characters into the story when they have no need for these characters. I mean, Sumire has had her own arc, and that was about it. She has been neglected for the rest. I thought she was going to be one of the main characters, or she is developed than all these other manga characters out there, but she wasn't developed. So with that being said, Iwabe Denki, they most likely did not participate in the chuunin exam, and they have been written off somewhere. I don't know what it is. Now the thing I want to mention about Sumire is her dressing. Okay, as you can see, she is wearing her new outfit, right, which I mentioned she would have, and as you can see, her legs are really exposed, and she's wearing high heels. So I guess the kunoichi of the modern day of Boruto's age are females dressed like they are going to the strip club. Now Sumire's one from the top looks alright, but from the bottom it is a bit too revealing, and I will bring up Sarada again, okay, because Sarada is fully dressed like she is going to the strip club, right? And if not that, she's going to the club, if not to dance and have fun, to attract men. And the thing about Sarada is that in the anime, if you look at her dress compared to the manga, they actually had to extend her skirt to make sure it is not very revealing. And if they actually had to alter it in order to air it on TV, that actually points out that there is a problem with the outfits and how ikemoto is actually drawing these characters. And I wonder who gives them the green light. And the thing is, it has to do with the whole lolly thing going on in Japan, where they draw kids and they say no, they're not kids, they're adults, they are adults. It's like, no, they are kids. What I'm saying? If you're drawing adults, draw adults. There are adults out there who can look cute without turning them into kids. Like, it's this fetish thing that is going on, and it's become a trend in the anime. And from the Western perspective, which is my perspective, I don't like that, because I don't like kids. Okay, not that I don't like kids, but I don't like sexualizing kids. Okay, I'm not sexually attracted to kids, and it's become a trend where these people are just sexualizing people, and it's become an issue, and they actually had to alter Sarada's skirt, which actually points out and indicates there was an issue that they had to alter that. And now Sumire is wearing high heels, and her legs are revealing. So I never saw that in Kishimoto's artwork, because Kishimoto, I believe, has respect for women. I mean, he might sexualize here and there, but those were the adults. I've never seen him sexualize a kid. Okay, except from, I think, Shiodo, yeah, she's wearing some revealing stuff, but Kishimoto said, that is what I wanted to do. And he rarely does that, so that gets a green light from me, because, it can just be the character's, sense of dressing. But in terms of Ikemoto, he's sexualizing any character he can sexualize. I mean, we get introduced to the new character who is an inuzuka, and I kind of find it weird how she has no markings on her face. Maybe she's not a ninja, and maybe there's like a class where, you know, the ninja or the fighter inuzuka actually get markings and the others who are not don't get any markings. Now let's talk about, before I even talk about the character, let's move on to the next thing. So we have Sarada vs Mitsuki and Boruto. She wins because there is this new ninja tech, which I will mention later down the line. There's this new ninja tech which it's like, basically it's like a sound grenade and a flash grenade at the same time, so it hinders your senses. And Mitsuki mentions this thing, which I think it's not a surprise to me because I mentioned this before in the mist arc, when, you know, there was mist and everything and Mitsuki's eyes were glowing. Mitsuki has the abilities of a snake. Some snakes use infrared to detect body heat and all that kind of stuff, and basically Mitsuki has that. If you really want to know more about Mitsuki's ability, you should just research how snakes, you know, detect their prey and all that kind of stuff, and you will understand. Mitsuki is basically a snake and a human combined. He's a hybrid of a snake and human, pretty much. And in the episode where he was strangling Iwabe, you could see that he was you know, reacting based on instinct. Like, he was not there when Shino told him to stop. Like, you could tell, like, he was just looking at his prey and, you know, constricting his prey like a snake. So he has, you know, the mentality of a snake sometimes, and, you know, he is a human, so that's why he comes across as weird, right? So Boruto does not like the technology, and I'm sure a lot of people, which other reviews which I've watched, are not keen on this new technology. But you should think about this, right? Throughout ninja ages, right, these people have been using weaponry and kunais and all that kind of stuff, and these explosion tags. What do you think it is? It is all research. It is all technology. You know what I'm saying? People have been researching this, and it's come to the age where, you know, they are trying with these ninja tools to give civilians the ability to be able to be ninjas as well. But it's like, okay, you are giving civilians these powers, but it's like, at the end of the day, they will still lose to a ninja. Maybe this might be convenient because they might want to increase the battle ability, or, you know, increase their forces, because not all these ninjas are really well trained, and they are not ready for, you know, the upcoming battles which will ensue. So they might say, okay, we might not have enough armies or, you know, enough people, so we will recruit civilians and give them these weapons so they can, you know, keep up with our regular ninja, and then they can, you know, fight, so we can increase our firepower or man ability. You know what I'm saying? Like, have a lot of people in the armies. That is the only positives I see. And the fact is, no matter what positive things you develop, there is always someone out there who will abuse these and make them negative. And I'm sure that this is going to happen. So let's get on to the next thing. The next person, the person I said I was going to talk about, Inuzuka Akita. Okay, first of all, she is hot as fuck, I'm not gonna lie, and she has been sexualized. And I mean, Ikemoto sees a female and he's like, sexualized instantly. Sexualized, got to sexualize, got to sexualize, got to sexualize. She is literally dressed like she is going out on a date, but then she has a lab coat on. Okay, I don't mind that, because if that's her style and it actually makes her look sexy, then that's fine. But don't do it to fucking kids. No, don't. Okay, she's actually sexualized to the point where she says she goes weak on her knees for seeing technology, and she loves technology. She's like Hanji. She reminds me of Hanji from Attack on Titan, but, you know, she goes nuts for technology. And the fact that, you know, Katasuke is supplying this is actually kind of worrying. You know what I'm saying? The way she's reacting, I think, if you look at a girl like this, a woman like this, you can easily get in her head by using technology to get there. You know what I'm saying? So she likes technology. She freaks out over it. She tests it out. She is probably the head professor there, you know, behind Katasuke, and helps him, you know, conduct his tests. And, you know, I really want to see what this woman is all about. You know what I'm saying? I think she's probably fucking freaky. You know what I'm saying? She's probably wilding out and shit. So let's talk about Katasuke right here. Okay, Katasuke, I think, could be one of the most malicious people in the Boruto series so far. Obviously, we've already seen him become an enemy because he was being mind controlled or whatever it is. However, think about this. Katasuke could possibly be a mastermind behind an attack. This is just my speculation, and I hope this actually happens, because if it doesn't, then all this build up of all this technology that they've been forcing down our throats would go down the drain. Because think about this, okay? So Katasuke is a person who believes in science and technology, right? So in order to, you know, get people to agree with him, what he will do is he will use his knowledge to get into people's heads. And how does he do that? By listening to their demands and then supplying it. So it's like a supply and demand kind of thing. So he will listen to your problems and then he will use science to fix it, and then he will, you know, demonstrate it and show it to people like he was doing in the chuunin exam, and he'll say, look, this is the power of science. And then people will, you know, say, oh, okay, like I really like this and I really want to invest my time and, you know, attention into this, and, you know, eventually money. And then what Katasuke will do is collect all this money and start this big enterprise of ninja technology. But then low-key, he is actually, you know, creating something that he always dreamed of creating, which could be dangerous, but he doesn't care because he's a psychopath. And he actually develops, you know, forbidden ninja tech low-key in like a secret lab somewhere, and he uses that funding for that. And, you know, the reason why he actually, you know, goes to people and solves their problems, like giving that dog a prosthetic limb, is because he actually wants to get or gain people's support and trust, so he can actually use the money to fund all his evil deeds. Now that would be a very good villain. And guess what, he even invented a fucking lightsaber, and he calls it a chakra saber. Now in the past there have been, you know, chakra blades where, you know, it's like a kunai where you infuse your chakra into it in order to deal effective damage, but it's the same thing as grabbing a weapon and infusing your chakra into it. But this guy invents a lightsaber, which is very impressive. Now the only thing about it is it drains more chakra to use it, so at the moment it is a liability, right? In the end he gets Boruto to give in, and Boruto says, I actually like what you are doing because you actually, you know, look for demands and then you supply it with technology, and then you help people, but in a different way. You use technology to solve the world's problems, whilst us ninja use chakra and all kinds of battle to do that. So that is another way of solving problems. But what if low-key he was just solving problems in order to gain people's trust, so he can, you know, gain the funding in order to do something malicious? And there have been villains who actually did this, and I made a video about it. It is scientists who actually turned people into Jinchuriki using chakra pills, okay? That is very essential. I hope you check out that video. So now let's talk about Kara, okay? Kara have been able to apparently create a blimp. So the blimp is something they own, and then the blimp contains a vessel. Now the vessel looks like a coffin, which must contain someone, so that person is the vessel. Now people are always saying it's Kawaki, it's Kawaki, it's Kawaki, it's Kawaki. We don't know if it's Kawaki or not. Okay, we don't know if Kawaki is even involved with Kara, and all these markings on these people's faces, we don't even know if they are curse marks or not. Maybe it's just a tattoo, like Akatsuki have rings and these people have tattoos on their faces or something. We don't know what these curse marks are, okay, but we know Kara are involved with them somehow. And we don't know, maybe Kawaki does not kill on Otsutsuki to gain these curse marks, because people out there actually believe that in order to gain one of these curse marks you have to kill an Otsutsuki. No, it has never been established that you have to kill an Otsutsuki to receive that, okay? If that was the case, all these other Otsutsukis, you know, on the moon who've massacred or bodied each other would have actually, you know, received curse marks, but they didn't. So it's like maybe Momoshiki was a person who actually had access to this power and decided to give it onto Boruto, because he probably thought, you know, I've been defeated, but I will give him this because later down the line it will fuck up his life, and that is what I want to happen. So he says, after you defeat a god, you never cease to be an ordinary person. And by his definition, a god is someone of his tier, okay? God is just a title which you can give to anyone, which anyone can give to themselves, and that is exactly what it is. Just because he calls himself a god doesn't necessarily mean he is one. In his eyes, in people's eyes, he is. But gods, real gods, apparently cannot die, and this guy died, so he's not a god, okay? So he just, you know, turns out he had the power and he passed it on to Boruto. That is all it is. So Otsutsuki do not give the power, and people will say, well, Hagoromo came and gave his power to Naruto and Sasuke. Well, that was a once in a lifetime thing. You know what I'm saying? Hagoromo is not always going to appear. He did not appear to Madara and Hashirama. He never, you know, passed down any of his powers. He only did that to Indra and Ashura, and then he did that to Naruto and Sasuke because Kaguya came and no one could destroy Kaguya, so that is why he done that, okay? He will not come again unless Kaguya, you know, appears again, or a bigger threat than Kaguya appears. Then I think that is when Hagoromo is gonna come. But yeah, Kara is on the move. Konohamaru and his entire team have not been heard of. I think the person who put their foot down might actually be Ao, right? But it is possibly not Ao, because Ao cannot fight, so he cannot, render all the communications of Konohamaru and his entire Jonin team, useless. So Naruto does something stupid, but at the same time he has no choice. He sends Genin in to investigate the situation. So if these people have actually, this Kara person or whoever it is has actually taken down or caused a lot of damage to the point where they have no communications, it will be a mistake to actually send Genin there. But then Naruto says, just go there, investigate, and don't do anything stupid. Just make the right decision. If you can handle it, handle it. If you can't handle it, get the fuck out. And that is pretty much the entire chapter. At first, when I read the chapter, I thought, okay, this is going slow. But then I analyzed a few of these characters, and this is what I came up with. And this has been a very long video, and for those people who actually stayed till the end, props to you. You are the the MVP, the real fans, and I really appreciate you. So yeah, that has been my analysis on this chapter, and I hope you actually enjoyed it. But I'm gonna be talking about a few of the issues in this chapter in a separate video, because it really needs to be addressed, and I want to know what you people think about this. So with that being said, that has been my video. Check out 6 things I don't want in Boruto. Check out Kinshiki possibly having a Rinnegan, because there is a lot of evidence for that, and aliens in the world of Naruto which you did not know about. With that being said, I have nothing more to say. Bye.